I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Colin, and in this video we're going to answer one simple question. Is it worth it to buy the MonkeyBall token after the initial launch? So the launch is coming up in just a couple of days. I assume if you're watching this video, you didn't make it to participate in the IDO. So what is the smart move? Nothing in this video is financial advice. It is for entertainment purposes only. We're going to have a look at MonkeyBall. So I have the website open here for MonkeyBall. I also have the Star Launch platform. So the reason for me personally not to participate in the Star Launch platform, this is their first launch as a launchpad. The token is extremely expensive and they use like a model where you need to basically accumulate some kind of token gas that they have and then spend it in order to get allocation, which I don't like. So I participate in a lot of launchpads, a lot of IDOs, but Star Launch I skipped. So I do not have access to the IDO. The IDO is happening today in terms of allocation, then the sale will happen tomorrow, and then the 4th of December, the token will actually go live on the exchanges. So the current rate, the swap rate, is 1 USDC for 25 MonkeyBall, making it a 4-cent purchase price. Obviously extremely cheap. I expect big things to happen here. But as so far you see participants 0, they have not yet started the IDO. Now, what is the best thing to do? 4 cents, buy it when it gets listed. So they are going to list this on several exchanges, obviously. So if you go to the actual MonkeyBall overview, right? So the MonkeyBall website, where did I see it? Where it says that they will be listing on, so how can I buy a monkey NFT? So it talks about the NFTs, the game and everything, but also had some specific news about the launch where it's taking. So I saw Radium before. So Radium is Solana based. So when we go to the actual MonkeyBall on CoinMarketCap, which I'll pull up right now, MonkeyBall right here, they have some information, right? And it's Solana Blockchain based, so Radium is being the biggest DEX on the Solana Blockchain. It will most likely appear there first, right? Now, obviously, what can we do? We can just make a projection based on loose facts, but that's not what I do, right? I always do research, and in my opinion, the best way to do these things is look at past performance. Obviously, that's not an indication for future events. However, in my opinion, for my research, it has always been super accurate. So when I go into the Solana blockchain, look at the games, we know that Star Atlas is obviously a big one. Lately, Genopets has also launched, which I've been following, and we can open up a couple more. Preferably, they would be alpha versions, but the status is not updated that well. So when we look at the status, this has still Star Atlas development. You know, the coin has been live. There has been quite some traction. Genopets alpha, the alpha is not live, but let's look at some performance of some. So Cryo War, Solar Knights. Let's see what these games are actually doing and if we can pull them up on CoinMarketCap. So it gets a social score and everything, which is obviously important to review, right? But let's open up Cryo War and see how the chart is moving. So obviously this is literally one of the best performers so far on the Solana blockchain, right? You basically opened at 1.9 and then took a huge leap to $4. Then I'm just going to open some more tabs. The Genopets I've been following the last couple of days and it has also done extremely well. So everything is a little bit in a dip right now as I'm recording this video because the market is in a little dip, but not to be worried. We look at the overall performance of things. So let's start with these three, yeah, as these three have done quite well. As you can see, there's an uptrend after the initial spike. So as soon as these things IDO, usually there's quite a dump. Here it didn't really happen for CryoWar, just small, and then it continued on, and now on the daily dip, it's down a little bit for today. But it's only recently launched, right? So in 2 weeks, it had a huge run. The same thing for the Genopets. Now the question is, for MonkeyBall specifically, what would you expect the trend to look like when this launches? So it's going to launch on the 4th of December. Today, specifically, is the 2nd of December. So it will launch during the weekend, which is not my preferred time to launch, right? I would prefer they launch on a weekday because the general trend is a lot more active from my previous research. However, you can easily see that these coins, they open high. This opened at $13. When you look at the Genopets IDO price, it was literally low, right? IDO price 80 cents, right? So that's already a straight 15x from the launch. Would it then be worth it to buy a launch? Yes, because on that initial pump you would see further growth. And what do you see? Further growth. Yeah. So with any of the metaverse gaming play to earn games right now, they hold tremendous potential, right? We see a specific pattern. Right now I'm just showing you only the Solana based blockchain games, right? Obviously Star Atlas has launched a while ago, right? So this was over almost 8 months ago. Let's look at what they did. Star Atlas. Right, it's pulling up the price. Let's just move to the IDO. So the IDO, it was ridiculous, yeah? It was like less than 1 cent, almost 1/10 of a cent, 1/8 of a cent. And right now it's sitting at 17, so that's like a 100x, right? ROI since IDO, 126x, right? So I should have looked at that one for the Genopets as well. So 28x, which is obviously great, right? This shows you potential. Let's pull up Cryo War. This shows you potential for what you might expect in terms of a trend coming up and how that would work in terms of the flow. 109x, right? So definitely a clear pattern across these. Now I'll pick up Solanites. I've never looked at this before. I don't know if it's actually live already or what it looks like. Solanites, no, it's not live yet. Aurori, here we go. I've never seen this one before, so I don't know what exactly it is, but let's look at the IDO to see if there's a pattern there. Only 1x from IDO, so this is definitely not the best one. If we look at the raised amount, 108,000, compared to the other projects that we looked at, Cryo War raised only 200,000, 400,000, Star Atlas, we should just skip now. Alright, so the pattern definitely on the Aurori, the performance is definitely a lot lower. It's always good to compare all of them, right? Because I just picked the top 3 that I know, and obviously I assume those being the most popular ones. Chain Myth, we just need to see if there's any tokens that are already live. This one is not live yet. DeFi Land. Yeah, this one is also live, so that's good. IDO, 63 times. All right, still very good. Still very good. And I don't know this one. Project Seed. $41x. So basically the global pattern, what I'm trying to show you is that these platforms all do extremely well. Now we can pull this one up on CoinMarketCap actually, because the pattern that you see, or at least the pattern that I'm seeing, is that every single time after launch it's performing really well. So this one has been this one opened on the launch at $12 and then it sank basically. I assume there was some technical difficulties there because that's a little crazy. And there was like a lot of volume, right? 50 million. And then it just really kept stable. Something we don't usually see, but quite interesting. Does it have to do something with the token itself that the price is so super stable? Is this like a staking token? It's a play to earn. So it should see some movement, but it really doesn't. So maybe they haven't done many updates on it. When we look at other gaming tokens, so let's go, because this is all Solana blockchain, right? The last one we saw also had one on the Binance Smart Chain, a contract. But if we go into categories on CoinMarketCap, I'm just going to search for gaming, right? Here we go. I'll just pick the top 5. Yeah, obviously these are the biggest ones right now, but we'll also go a little bit lower later. So when you look at all time, you want to look at the beginning, right? So these are the biggest ones. They have been around for a long time, so they all have a huge run-up period, right? This is the pattern. So you want to compare only the patterns that are eligible for comparison. See, all the big ones follow the same pattern. Because the gaming didn't get hot until like 3-4 months ago in June, July, when the traction started to be built, and the last 2 months it has really been huge, and all these graphs display the exact same pattern. That's all I'm saying, right? So basically what you specifically want to see, or what I would specifically be looking for, go into the lower market caps, things that have just launched, right? Where we might say like something like Sin City, right, which I'm personally invested in. So when we look at that pattern, again, okay, it IDOs, it has a small dump and then a huge spike. Then it goes on. But even for 27 cents, if we would look at the Sin City IDO price, what would that be? Sin City IDO price, 2 cents. So it's right now at a 18x of the current value, right? Not the all-time high, and it's down 21%, 14% in the last 24 hours. Well, it did get like a huge cut, right? Like more than 25%. But what's most important is that the ROIs on these gaming tokens currently are huge. If we're just talking 5-10x, that's already huge if you're able to get in early, because what we're talking about 4 cents. So unlikely that it will not go to like 20-25 cents real quick, right? The essence here is you gotta be fast, right? If you're not fast, you're gonna lose. So definitely make sure you got your Solana ready on Radium. Whatever they're going to push first, which I assume will be Radium, right? You just got to be connected with them on Discord and Telegram for the updates. You will see some movement, right? Okay, Tsukimoba, a game that launched recently, right? IDO, Tsukimoba IDO price, Tsukimoba, which did a stunning 25x so far. But obviously the all-time high is a lot higher than the current. So it's like a 50x on the all-time high. Meaning that even if you would get into MonkeyBall, you could get the quick flip, but you could also hold it for just a little bit, right? Potentially. Like if I would give my opinion on what I would do, just because there's so much hype around MonkeyBall, I literally see it everywhere. I might just buy it, hold on it for a day or two, and then see if I can flip it for some initial fast returns. But in general, because the game for MonkeyBall also is coming out the next quarter, things could move quite quickly. I'm just going to take one more as example. Crypto Blades, there we go. So if you look at Crypto Blades overall, again, slow period, bang, right? But this one, it has been around for a longer time. This was, again, the bubble. Right? I don't want to say bubble, I mean more like the spike. So this one, to compare, at least in our comparison, isn't that great because it didn't IDO during our, there's not even any IDO information. It didn't IDO during our hype market, right? Where the gaming is hot right now. You have to take that movement and these things into consideration. At least that's what I take into consideration. And what do I really know about all of these things? Nothing, right? I'm just like you, with my computer, having no knowledge about crypto, barely anything. I just try to do as much research as I can in the things that make sense for me. And the things that make sense for me are patterns, right? If 100 people make $1 million, then apparently it must not be that difficult to make $1 million, right? That's just the pattern that I see in things. And obviously, with all my business experience, the patterns make a lot more sense over time once you've been dealing with like large sums of money in general. So how long is this? Again, IDO, bang, and then it slows down and then it goes up again. But that bang is basically what you don't want to get trapped by. I'm going to repeat this bang, right? Let me see if I can zoom in on that for you. So this initial spike, so whether it IDO'd at what price, it doesn't matter, right? So MonkeyBall will IDO at 4 cents. You might be able to get in on it at 10 cents, 15 cents, right? At some point you need to take an entry and take that risk, right? Which we all need to take at some point. Then it hopefully moves up, we shall see. But you do not want to get caught buying here, obviously, right? So you need to give it some thought. What are the prices? What is my exit strategy? This is serious, right? This is not gambling. The person who bought in here is just gambling, right? What is he doing? He has no clue. It's just FOMO into the project. And what I like to do is I like to go layered approach, right? First, I look at the Solana based games. What was their performance? What is the following on Twitter? What is the hype? What is the social engagement on these projects, right? What are these projects actually about? Can I compare white papers? Like all these things. It takes a lot of time. Even making these videos take a lot of time. And now I'm only focused on the pricing, nothing else, right? But the pricing is obviously one of the biggest comparisons because that's what I like, right? The patterns. But if you get caught here, you're basically fucking screwed because it has never reached that point again. So everybody basically above this point, so anybody who bought here got fucked, right? And you don't want to be left holding the bag. So you got to choose an entry point. If it goes across that entry point, don't enter, right? Because then if you make mistakes, it's usually because of your fear of missing out, which then could result in a disaster. So in my opinion, I think I will go with MonkeyBall. 4 cents is the IDO price. I don't think I will take a position after it reaches 15-20 cents. Before then, yes. Looking at the information that they have available, I think it's quite a hyped project. I will not hold it longer than 24-48 hours just because there's so much hype around it. I think I can flip it quite quickly. So I'll get in, maybe even 5 minutes later, 2 minutes later, depending on how the chart moves, I will get out. But as always, the reason I made this video is to decide, am I going to invest? I see the gaming pattern flows. I see the Solana blockchain hype right now because of the low fees. So in my opinion, for me personally, yes, I will participate in taking a position in MonkeyBall when it goes live 4th of December. So I'll be ready. That will be specifically what time. It will be 8 AM PST. Then the token purchase, I assume that they mean the TGE, will happen, and the listing, I assume, will happen shortly after. So I'll be ready. I hope you'll be ready as well. This is the calendar, what they are working with. So the Star Lounge, they use Hydrazine. That's the consumable that they use to get allocation, which is tomorrow the registration closes and then the token purchase happens. So probably it will not be the 4th that actually the listing happens, because it's then the token purchase happens. When is the listing? Probably shortly after. Okay, so purchase allocation is the 4th. All right, so that's not the listing actually. The listing doesn't happen on the weekend, but you're on time, right? You're on time. You have time. You have seen this video now. I assume you would have seen this video before the 4th. So I assume the listing then happens after the 4th, right? 5th, 6th, whenever. I don't have the information here available right now. Maybe it's in the IDO. Maybe I can search it. 1 second. Listing. That would be a normal question. Okay, people are saying that they're going to buy. Official listing. Where will it be listed? On the DEX, obviously. Right. Okay. The 4 for the IDO, it's not really that clear yet when it will be listed. All right, so there's time, guys, there's time. Just join the Discord, join the Telegram if you're interested. I obviously am here. I'll also join the Telegram and get ready. But the question has basically been answered. Is this an interesting project? Yes. Is there a huge opportunity? I think for a quick buck, in my opinion, to flip, also yes. MonkeyBall IDO happening on the 4th. I don't think you can participate anymore unless you're already on Star Launch, of course. But yes, is this worth an entry point for me? Yes, I think it has great potential. Let me know what you think about MonkeyBall. if you like my approach, or perhaps you can give me some advice. What other things should I look at? Normally I make research report videos on project where I read the white paper, we go over the team, all these things. For once, I just wanted to focus on the price to see what you guys think. If there are any indicators related to price material, which I should have discussed in this video, but I haven't, I love to learn about this stuff. So please let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.